Everyone out there, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm Carolina Roamer and welcome to my channel, where I go out and I roam the wilds of thrift stores, yard sales, flea markets and estate sales in the hunt for treasures to flip on my eBay store for a profit. So let's get out there and roam the wilds. Hope you...
Yes, the opening rush of my local thrift store. Let's get in here today and see what kind of treasures we can find to flip for a profit on eBay. Apologies for the voiceover, but my thrift store likes to jam the music, and I don't want to catch a copyright violation and have my channel taken down. So let's get started. Checking out the toys, I didn't see anything that excited me, so I move on. I catch eyes on this fresh coat rack, and I run over to try to see if I can see anything. I pass right over this hunting Woolrich jacket. I end up coming back later for it. Flipping through, I really don't see anything else in these jackets that catch my eye. But what does catch my eye is, I believe, is vintage Polly Pocket to the right of me. I see another reseller coming. We kind of tussle, we kind of bump into each other. Nothing on purpose, it was just a slip up.
Hey, that's mine!
But unfortunately, it doesn't end up being vintage Polly Pocket and ends up getting put back. So going through the jackets, I end up finding two Carhartt jackets, which we'll come to in a minute. All jackets in my thrift store are $15 no matter what the brand is, which is pretty good. And just a heads up, I do a lot of cutting in my videos, because the fact is, I don't think you guys want to sit here and look through clothes with me or through the whole thrift store for hours looking for stuff to flip. Now I'm just browsing through some of the jackets to see if I see any Bolo brands, maybe like Patagonia, North Face, Cool. Any top brands I see, I'll pick up because they're usually pretty good. Now let's get back to those Carhartt jackets, which were great finds. Usually all Carhartt jackets are usually a good pickup, no matter the jacket. As long as they're not too torn up, they usually have a pretty good resale value. Passing by the hats, my hats are $4 at my local thrift store, so they have to be pretty decent for me to pick up a hat at $4. My hands are getting a little full, so I need to go get a buggy. Right now I'm just putting the stuff I find in the buggy. Moving on, I see all Christmas is 50% off today. Yes, what a great deal. Starting off, I see this Dillard's teddy bear, which I end up putting back. I didn't see where the sticker said plays music, but bear's broken, won't move. But then also what catches my eye is this Trevco Elvis Presley ornament. It was only $1.25, so I should get about $18 for it. Moving on, I get this really great ashtray. It's vintage, it's grease. Little great pickup, but as I'm walking off, I start to notice that there's a big chip in it, and unfortunately, chipped glass, cracked glass does not sell good. But then I see this coffee mug with my local college team on it, University of South Carolina, and it was vintage. But it happened to be Federal milk glass, which is really good. Federal milk glass with branded logos can range up to the hundreds depending on the actual logo. I actually find this vintage MTV mug. I couldn't find any listings on it or sold comps, so I ended up picking it up, maybe listing it around 18 bucks for a go. And I only paid $2 a piece for both mugs, so not a bad little find there. I'm going to start to make my way over back to the buggy and set these glass mugs in there carefully. Don't want to damage anything. And get on my way to see what other kind of treasures I can find. Heading down my furniture aisle, you know, my local thrift store sells a lot of great furniture, but I see this awesome Indiana Jones movie poster, but it was a little too high for me. Walking through, I catch eyes on this antique picture. And man, was it spooky. I had to go back just for a second glance. Ooh, spooky. The picture was $18. I should have picked it up. Usually, spooky antiques usually sell pretty good to haunted houses or horror collectors. Now, going through my sporting goods, I really don't see anything good, so I pass by. Also, my little electronics section here. I usually find really good bolos here, but not today, so I had to pass on by. But passing through my lamp aisle, I catch eyes on something that looked very odd. Down here at the end, I see this lamp. It is a vintage King America for birdie lamp. I had no clue. It looked odd. It looked different. It was weird. It said tested. It was for $25. It looked animatronic. So I'd pull out my phone, try to see if I can get some sold comps or any information on this thing. Yes, I see the Scentsy candle to the left. I do look at it, but it was a little worn out while I was waiting on that sold comp to load. And man, was I shocked when those sold comps popped up.
But I've never seen anything like this before.
Yes, it was a really great find, the find of the day. Really shocked. I got home, I tested it, everything works. The putter hits the ball, it falls in the hole, and it animatronically goes under the green and pops back up. Everything worked great. It looks great. But $475 seemed a little high for me. So I already have this listed, but I listed mine at $325. If they're new in the box, they go for around $550 to $650. Wow. So over on my board games and puzzles, I'm looking, but nothing's new, so I just pass on by. Checking out the jeans here, looking for any Carhartt jeans, some vintage Biggie Levi jeans, orange tab Levi's, but it looks like the same jeans that have been sitting here for a while, so I move on to see if any new jackets were put out. It looks like nothing new was put out, but then I see that red hunting jacket that I saw earlier, and it's a Woolrich, and it was an amazing shape. I check for moth holes. Usually in wool jackets, you'll get moth holes really bad. So it's always good to double check your clothing, especially for holes, especially the armpit area. Now over at my books, I see that one of the thrift store workers is putting out a whole complete set of manga. The whole set of Death Note manga. Each one of these books was $2 a piece. With media mail shipping, there's still a lot of profit there. And there was 2 or 3 other manga books mixed in that I also pick up. And I could probably sell for like $15, $12 a piece. Now heading through my shoes. First off, I start off looking through female shoes. Nothing really catches my eye. Then I head over to the men's shoes. I start looking at these dress shoes. Never look over dress shoes, you know, especially loafers. You know, some brands sell for a lot. And I find one brand here, Borgano. It's by Cole Haan. It's like a more upper brand of Cole Haan's. And they were leather tassels, and they were very great condition. And for $12, it was a pretty good pickup. Size 12, common size. So I definitely grabbed these. Now looking up, I believe these were Rockports, but I was wrong. It was just some off-brand that wasn't really that great. But across from those, I see these Chukka style Johnson & Murphy's. They were like a signature type shoe, and only for $10. It was a really good pickup. I'll list these for probably around $55. Now heading back through Christmas. Man, I'm in the Christmas spirit with all this 50% off. I look up and I see these Harry Potter's new in the box for only $1.25. It's a 4-pack of ornaments. I should get around $30 for these. So a great little find for $1.25. So I head over, and I end up looking up to find these vintage seagull pewter stocking holders, a Christmas tree and a snowman, and again 50% off. I'm only paying $1.50 a piece, but I keep going and my eyes catch two more sitting on the shelf right here in a minute. These were in great condition, by the way. End up finding two more, angel and a teddy bear. So I end up grabbing these. They were selling like $26 to $30 a piece. So I think I'm going to lot all four of these for around $68 to $72 for all four of them. Free shipping. Continuing on, I'm heading down my arts and crafts. I'm looking through the binders here. I'm looking for any kind of Lisa Frank, any kind of Pokemon binders, any kind of vintage Trapper Keepers from the late 90s. All those usually go for pretty good on eBay, but I'm just not finding anything. So I look up and I see out the corner of my eye a Hallmark ornament. It ends up being new in the box. It was Santa's signal. It had a $7 price tag, but again, Christmas is 50% off, so I only paid $3.50. Always keep your eyes out for Hallmark ornaments, especially movie ones like Star Wars, National Lampoons, Harry Potter. They can go for some really good money. Heading over to the sunglasses, I sometimes look through them, but today I found a great find just digging through. I'm just digging through. I'm not really seeing anything at first. I'm looking for Costas, Oakleys, Ray-Bans, any top brand of sunglasses I'm looking for. I see this little black bag and I end up picking it up. Boy, was I in for a surprise here. A pair of polarized Ray-Ban sunglasses. They were in great condition. Now, even if the lenses were really scratched on these, I would still grab them. If you find name brand sunglasses with scratched lens, but the frames are really great, always pick them up. Because people will still pay $30 and $40 for the frames all day and replace the lenses like they're nothing. So I keep digging through the sunglasses to see if maybe I missed anything after a find like that. But unfortunately, I'm not seeing anything else hidden in here. But man, was those Ray-Bans a great find. So moving on here, I go to check out the glass case where they keep the so-called good items. I run into this Grandeur Noel. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. It's a polar bear figurine set. And remember, Christmas is 50% off. So I take this down. I'm going to cut right here because I want to open this to make sure there's no chips, cracks, broken pieces in here, and just to make sure everything is in there like it should be.
A few moments later.
Well, everything was in there. It looked great. It looked basically new, and it was a great pickup. $35. So I'll be picking that up for $17.50. I see these Bratz dolls. They were really great. They had sold comps for $160, but they had them listed for $75 a piece. So I had to pass, unfortunately. Heading through my wares, I check out the video games. I'm not seeing any great titles that are worth picking up. I see like Wii Fit, Yoga. No, I think I'll pass. But I catch eyes on this GE Light and Sound of Christmas. They had $5 on it, and it was considered Christmas. So I only paid $2.50 for this, and it was tested and worked, and it looked great. So it was a great little pickup. Moving on here, I'm flipping through the t-shirts to see if I can find any vintage t-shirts. I'm looking. This Born to Play was pretty cool, but it didn't have any good sold comps. But then I found this National Conference 1993 single stitch starter size medium shirt. It was in great condition. I ended up picking this one up. Really great condition. And I keep flipping through and I find this Masters shirt. I end up putting it back though because it had a huge grease stain on the front that I did not see at first. But anytime you find Masters items, they're usually a great pickup if you can get them for a great price. The polos, the jackets, anything with that Masters logo is usually a bolo pickup. And they sell really quickly on eBay. Well, it's coming to the end of our great thrifting day. I hope everyone enjoyed my first ever YouTube video. I will get better. Not all videos will be voiceover. So remember to like and subscribe for more content coming out daily. This is Carolina Roamer. Remember to get out and roam the wilds.